Hi everyone, I'm Felix Mercado, producing branch manager and mortgage loan officer for Nations Lending Corporation in Sanford, Florida. And today I am here to answer 13 of your most frequently asked questions. Question 7, what not to do during the pre-approval process. I can't tell you how many people make mistakes, and I can't tell you the unfortunate stories that I've heard. Luckily, they've not been any of my bars, but I've heard some real sad stories. What you don't want to do. These are the most important do not do's. Is you don't want to take on any new debt, meaning you don't want to take on a personal loan with a high interest rate, because if we've already calculated your debt to income ratio and we're right there at pre-approval, and then you take on new debt, that new debt can throw your DTI out the window. It can literally skyrocket, and then you won't qualify for a loan. So you don't want to take on any new debt. You do not want to be late on any of your credit payments. That's your car payment, that's your credit card payment. You don't want to be late on that sort of stuff, because when I tell you, it can come back to bite you. Because if the credit card company hits you with a late, it's gonna drop your credit score significantly. And if we're already at that minimum threshold, I gotta tell you, it may sink you, and then we have to figure out what the plan B, C, D, or all the way up to Z is, or we just might have to wait. Sometimes a credit card company will be nice enough to give you a one-time courtesy and clear that late from your credit card, and then they will send you a letter and you get that over to me, and then we can do a rapid rescore, but they're not always generous. Another thing is you don't want to make large purchases. Don't buy a new car. I get it. If your car is in the tank and you're desperate and you can't get to me to sign your documents, if that's what you want to do, wet sign, take an Uber, take a Lyft, wait until after you close, and then you figure out what you're going to do about your car. Do not do anything while we're in the review process or underwriting process, or when you're in the process of buying a new home. Trust me when I tell you, you don't want to do that. And you also don't want to co-sign on any loans. You don't want to change jobs unless you're changing from a 1099 employment to a W-2, and there's a reasonable explanation like more income, then that will help you qualifying for a new mortgage. So trust me when I tell you, those are the don'ts. And another important one is what you should not do is overspend. You don't want to go over your credit limit, because then again, that's going to hit your credit score and it's just not going to be good. And then when we rerun your credit before closing and you've gone from, let's say, a 600 score, which is just at that bare minimum, now you're below 580, we're in trouble. So trust me when I tell you, these are the do nots you want to keep in mind, because what we don't want is for you to suffer, and we want you to close on your loan. So take my words, take my advice,